Hello everyone and welcome to a special episode of Project D3. There's been quite a few updates to the game since we last spoke, or presuming you're just coming in now. Let me go through all of these things that have been added to the game since its launch, which is quite a lot, so bear with me. It used to be that, as you see in the first couple of episodes of Project D3, Dat Center did not look anything like this. They've since changed it so that it's more show accurate. This also includes map. Another one? Changing Yokohama Village to better match the... That's the wrong map. Yokohama Village to better match the episodes on the show, so it's only going to be one giant area. You'll also start out with episode 1 of the Digimon Masters television show, which would be you meeting Yoshino. If you're playing a Yoshino avatar, that makes things kind of awkward. But in addition to changing that, let's see here. They've also added several things to the cash shop. So, in reverse order, let's start with Digimon cloning. In order to clone or clone your Digimon, you'll need to talk to Richard Sampson. That means going around the big old command desk and actually going inside Dat Center, which seems oxymoronic since we're standing in Dat Center to begin with. There'll be a minute while it loads up, and then, well, here we go. You always want to have backup discs. These can be gotten through cash shop items or through special events. All of mine came through special events. You'll also want Klon cores. D's go from level 1 to 3, C's from level 4 to 6, B's from level 6 to 10, and A's to level 10 to 12. You can only have 24 points in any particular stat. So if you want to do carding, the recommendation is going for attack of 12 and critical of 12. And yeah. So here's an example of how you do it. You put your... Whoops. Select your stat. Okay. Attack. Throw in a Klon, throw in a backup disc, and enchant. You'll get these cards that come up. If you pick the right card, then you get a reinforcement. If you fail, you, well, don't get a reinforcement. The amount of reinforcement that you're going to get, or excuse me, the chance of reinforcement that you're going to get is based upon, let's see here, it's based on what type of Klon you're using. A's have the worst chance of succeeding, C's have the, or D's have the best, so it's, if you don't select a card within 10 seconds, it can be hard to tell if there's a card going on here, then the system will automatically choose for you. Go figure. But that's cloning in a nutshell. Thank you, Orange, for your time and consideration. Exit, please. And we'll be right back. And we're back. Cloning is not the only big thing in the Digi world now. You also have, open up character, rings. You can only have one ring. They come in various types and styles. You generally want to aim for the tri-core ring because it will give you extra boost than a duo-core ring or a single-core ring. These are random rare drops. Depending on where you're at will depend on kind of core you get. For example, Digimon level 20 to 25 will give you a double-core ring. Digimon level, what is it, about 30 and above will give you a tri-core ring. Currently, if you're spelunking in the dungeons, you'll get an even higher, more powerful ring with a better chance for goodies. But, again, spelunking in the dungeon. Here's an example of what the rings look like before you, or when you first get them out of the field. Right-clicking on them will give you high power tri-core ring. Okay, what does that do? Let's find out. Right-click to identify, and defense plus 11, skill plus 118. You know, that's better than what I'm equipped right now. But I don't quite like all the or excuse me, the Digitrayer power of 95. No, I'm not sure what that does, but the higher the number, the better it's gotta be. And the digital power renewal number. That I don't know either, but you can accessorize these using stones. Enchant. Oh, well. I guess I can't use the stone to bring its power back up if it's already at maximum. C'est la vie. Let me show you, though, where you can buy those stones from, if not necessarily the rings. Swap that out for what I'm wearing now. Once you get a ring identified, or even just generated from its drop shop, or excuse me, its field drop form to its ring form, it becomes character bound immediately. You don't even have to equip it, it'll automatically be character bound. You can get a very basic ring for 1M from King Pawn Chessmon. These powerful stones come from him as well. Let's see here, shiny to deep power stone. Yeah. So get ready to plunk down Major M if you want to go in on this ring business. Currently the shops are selling tricolor color rings at about 50M a pop. So, I wish ye luck if you're going to run on those. But, let's back up for a minute. Orange, face the camera. I said face the... Thank you! Not that it matters in a minute, because we're about to go spelunking in the cash shop! Currently the cash shop is selling a new figure skating dress, or a wetsuit, or a snowboard. Go figure why they're doing that now. But what we really need to talk about are these few things here. The accessory stone package, which you really don't want to get, trust me on this one. If you purchase this, the accessory stone package will change the number of stones, plus or minus. It's all ring related, and I've yet to find anything really worthy with the ring to make this worth the cash shop purchase. Also newly available in the cash shop is the Mercenary expansion slot. By picking this up, you will now have 4 mercenaries at your beck and call when you're out in the field. As you see, 1, 2, 3 is locked. So, if you want all 4, fine. I wouldn't recommend it given it's going for about $10. But, again, that's me. Rumor has it that we're going to be eventually getting the... what is it? Like the Uber Sovereign, which requires all 4 sovereigns to jogress completely. You got me on why you'd want to do that. I only have 3, so it's not really worth my time. Another thing not really worth your time is the growth factor. By installing this into your, let's see here, Digimon archive, and selecting one Digimon, you can have that Digimon siphon off about 3% of your kill EXP. So each time you get experience points, the Digimon with a growth factor attached will be getting about 3% of that. It's not worth it. You can only have 1 Digimon per growth factor, so if you want to have all 3 running, you're going to have to plunk down, what, $4 for 30 days for 3% of EXP? If you want all 3, that's $12 for 3% per Mon of EXP for 30 days. No. There are better ways to grind for experience points. This is not it. Also new into the shop is the Seal Closer and the Seal Opener. This gets into what they just released as of the date of this video, called the Seals. Now, I wish I could show you more about these seals without having to get into the cash shop, but I'll try and explain as best I can. Wait a minute. Hold for warehouse run. Sorry about that, I forgot. When I was doing some grinding, I did get a hold of some seals, and those are Lilymon seals. Right now, the folks who drop seals are pretty limited. I believe you've got Lilymon, Vmon, and a couple of other Mons. So if you're grinding on a particular Mon and all of a sudden they start dropping these seals, which show up looking in the field like MC cards, only they turn out to be seals when you pick them up. Go figure. These are going for about 10 to 15 M a pop currently. Then again, they just got implemented on last week's maintenance, and currently the date is March 29th. So we're talking pretty rare, or excuse me, pretty new. That's why they're so high. I don't think they're really going to be worth that much. But by triggering a seal and using a seal opener, which I don't have, you'll be able to get essentially a little mini pet. Now what this mini pet, who floats over your shoulder right about where I have my cursor now, what this mini pet does is boost your stats to a certain degree. How much of a degree depends on how many seals you have opened up and what their coloration looks like when you've got them laid out on the Seal Master down here. The seals are about... well, how long their effect lasts is also based off of the coloration and how much power you've got behind them. If you want to put your seal up and you've got it open, you will have to plunk down cash for a seal closer. Yeah, that's why I don't think this are worth it. True, they're only about $1 each for a pack of, what, 10? So a penny a seal opener and a penny a seal closer, and it only takes one seal opener to open up at least 10 seals. So that one, it's really up to you on what you find available. Lilymon are currently the ones floating around the most, or at least the ones I've run into the most, because the grinding areas I'm at have a lot of Lilymon. Shrug. But yeah, let's see here. Anything else that's come up? If you've paid close attention, strike that thought and let me rewind it. I will be right back with you to show you a few things that may be coming out within the next few months. Be right back. Okay folks, welcome to the D Terminal. If you look around here as you're running about, there will on occasion be a pop-up like Takagemon Village. These have been popping up for some time now, and they've not really announced when these villages are going to be available. The very fact they've got names to them means that they should be, I'm guessing, within the next 3 or so months. Also slated within that time frame will be Belphimon's Burst Mode, which... one moment please to indulge upon my silliness. Anyhow, also slated is Belphimon's Burst Mode. Who else do we got? Also on the slate sometime in the nearest future is Examon, who is a Jagras between the two Corchmons? I know I'm getting that name wrong. Cashop, Digimon, Digi-Egg, where are you? Aha, here we go. Dracomon Green and Dracomon Blue combine to become Examon. Also, if you're in the market for Greater Demon Lords, you have out currently Daemon and Leviamon. And also, currently not available, but absolutely adorable if you can get him, Belphimon Sleep Mode. He is the most adorable demon ever. No, have you seen his attack animation? He doesn't really do much. He just flicks his ears and they fall down. It's hilarious. But Belphimon Sleep Mode, the most adorable monster ever, will be having his alarm clock off within the next month or so, and we'll get Belphimon Rage Mode, which won't be half as adorable, but take equal amounts of aft. Let's see here. Still, the best places to grind, unfortunately, is Western Area Digimon Maze entrance. Unless you're in the below the level needed to get the EXP from these areas. Which I'm not. Shrug. Anything else? They've not released that dungeon or that dungeon. But File Island does have the Server Continent Desert. I don't quite know how to get there yet, but unfortunately the desert is considered more of an instant zone like a dungeon, so really all you're ever going to see of the Server Continent is its desert. At least that's the way it stands right now. That pretty much covers it, actually. I've got nothing else here. If you've got a question about how the game works or want information that I can dig up, feel free to drop a comment below. Until next episode, though, I'll see you guys next time on Project D3.